Guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I am coming to you as my government self. I'm coming to you on the first day of my period, freshly bloated. I'm coming to you just stressed out, tired, but enthusiastic and happy to be here. So a lot of people always ask me what I do in terms of my makeup. I don't know why people ask me that because I actually do not know what I'm doing. This is not a tutorial. This is you watching me do my makeup whilst I tell you a story. Okay. So please don't get it confused because people will be in the comments talking about, no, that's not how you do that. That's not how. Hey, I'm not a professional. I'm not even anything close to being a professional, mind you. I'm just out here trying to panel beat my face like the rest of us. Unless it's someone wanting to give me actual real advice, because then I feel things will get better for us as a nation. Because I think that people coming together for the greater good is always to be commended. Right now, I have nothing on my face, just lotion. This is not a tutorial. I'm just gonna start with my eyebrows, because they're the titties of the face. I have the perfect story for all this stuff that's been going on Twitter regarding people going into each other's phones and stuff like that. So I'm like, let me just share my wisdom or my experiences, whatever it is that you get from story times. So I was dating this guy. It's quite a while ago, actually. But in any case, I was dating this guy. And there's this one day where he just decides, nah, babes, let's go out. Out. Like, for real. The streets are ours. And I was like, yes, king, take me out. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we go out into the club. It's lit. He's buying shots. Can Tash ever say no to Jaeger? The answer is no. At some point, I just get really drunk. And I'm one of those people where, when I get really drunk, I don't like being a bother to people around me. So I'll be like, I'm drunk. Please, can we go home? I like to tell and announce that I'm about to get drunk. And then when I'm there, I'm like, hey, remember what I said before? I'm here now. So please, let's go. Because he didn't have money for the Uber. Is it that he didn't have Uber or he didn't have money for the Uber? Whatever. Either or. We ended up having to get the Uber from my phone. So I just unlock it and seamless. And then I give it to him. And then he orders the Uber comes. Unbeknownst to me, whilst we're in the cab, he keeps my phone. And he keeps going through it. At this point, I'm passed out. So I'm just minding my magical passed out business. And then when we get to the house, I don't know that this person has been going through my phone. He just sits on the side of the bed. Not even the side of the bed. He sits on the floor with his head in his hands. And he's just seeing flames. And I'm like, guy, what's wrong? And he's like, no, I went through your phone and I know that you've been talking to Ningirikini. It was just one person who was a distant ex, and it wasn't even that deep. The person was just on some I miss you behavior, and I was just like, okay. And he was like, oh, do you want to go to Paris? I think that's what made him bitter, because he couldn't afford to take me to Paris, and this person was busy asking if I wanted to go to Paris. You know what I mean? So anyways, after he goes through my phone and he confronts me about the whole situation, I'm just apologetic. Actually, no, I'm not apologetic because I'm too drunk to be apologetic. So I take my ass to sleep. I'm like, oh, you don't want to sleep? It's fine. Let me sleep. Because guys, me when I'm drunk, I do not give a fuck. Not even a little bit of a fuck. Not a small fuck. Not a medium fuck. Not a baby fuck. No fuck. When we wake up, he's just not talking to me. And then I remember, oh, by the way, you put those heartbreaks upon yourself by going through my phone. At first, I was like, should I even bother? What were you doing? But I was like, I know this person. If I try and attack two things, when you know your person, and you're like, if I try and attack the whole privacy thing, he's going to look at it as if I'm trying to validate whatever it is that he feels about this. So let me start with this, and then I'll carry on. So I'm just like, dude, I'm really sorry for what you saw. I'm trying to put it in context, and I'm like, even if you look at it, it's not even that deep, and but I understand where you're coming from, blah blah blah, do that whole spiel. Now we get to the eyeshadow. Guys, I don't know what I'm doing. I reiterate, I really do not know what I'm doing. And every time I look at this palette, because I've even got the cheap stuff. Everything I'm using is cheapo. This is, where's the pencil? This is the brow pencil. PS, if you know about PS, Primark, living their best lives. This is the concealer. Of course, the OG gang. And then now I'm going on to my eyeshadow. And I use those regular eyeshadows from eBay. Remember when those came out and we're like, oh, all colors at one? I was one of those people and I've stayed loyal. The other eyeshadow palette that I use is not here. Okay. Well, anyways, I don't need it because I only use this one for this color. I feel so professional for this color. And then I actually don't use eyeshadow as a whole. Like, I'll use that one for that color. And then I'll go into my bronzer for the other stuff. And then I'll go into my highlight for the other stuff. So I actually don't really use eyeshadow. I use highlight and bronzer. But, please. Back to the story, guys. After that whole debacle is over, I do my apologies. And then I'm like, but now that that's finished, I really do not appreciate the fact that you went through my phone. And not only that, but you waited until I was in a vulnerable position to go through my phone, which I think is trash. So I think it's only fair that since you went through my phone, I go through yours. This is when it gets interesting. Hola, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. So at first he's like, fine. And then he hands it to me. You know when someone does this? When someone's like, fine. And then they're like, but why do you want to see my phone? I'm like, hey, if you had just given to me, and I actually meant this, that if you had just given to me in the first place, I wouldn't have wanted to see it. But the fact that you backed away, now I really want to see it. After a lot of harassing, after a lot of back and forth, he's finally like, okay, fine, here's my phone. Hey, I opened the phone. And the funny thing is, when I opened the phone, I feel like everyone who goes through someone's phone, whether it's like unplanned as mine was, or if it's actually a planned situation, anyone who goes through someone's phone, they know what they're looking for. Like, they know where they want to go, you know? So I went straight to the person that I wanted to go to because, backstory, there had been this friend of his that he was saying, oh, this is my friend, this, that, and the other. And like, I never believed it because she would just text at random hours of the night. And I'm like, that's very suspicious. I went straight to her name in the phone. Whew, as I'm putting this makeup on, I'm thinking, ish, clown. And when I got there, of course, what was I greeted with? Nudes! So many nudes! So I'm looking at all these nudes and I'm like, say, why is your best friend sending you nudes? And then he's like, no, I can explain, chakadaro, and then go through the entire conversation, and it's an actual in-depth relationship. I'm like, I knew it. You tried to play me, you tried to play the wrong one. And the plot did thicken. So after I realized that this best friend is no best friend at all, but an entire girlfriend, I take her phone number, put it in my phone, and then I throw away his phone. And by throw away his phone, I mean throw it at the door. Until, you know, Apple, when it does that crocodile mouth open thing, like where you throw the phone so hard that like it reveals the intestines of the iPhone. That's how much I threw it. So now he had no phone. Do I regret it? No. I regret nothing. Nothing. I regret nothing. He was trash. I called the girl on my phone and I'm like, hi, it's Tash. And she wasn't surprised, Nje, to get my call. I'm like, hi, it's Tash. I really just wanted to find out what is happening here because I just saw your nudes on this guy's phone and I'm trying to understand what the story is. And she's like, wow, me and this guy have been in a relationship for like a year, and like I had asked him about you because like I knew that, you know, you guys have a history and stuff, and like I always thought that he was gonna come back to you, this chakadaro, what. That's not even the part of the story that is like lit. Okay. So after this whole confrontation happens, right? This girl is like, anyways, can I just come and get my stuff that's at that house? And I'm like, sure. Then she comes to the house. Ish, guys, the plot continues to thicken. Then she comes to the house where we are, and then she's like, yo, I can't believe you did this. Like, I gave you so many opportunities to just say if you would go back to this person, and you never just like gave me a straight answer, and I feel like you didn't have to do this, what. After all that stuff. Then she's like, yeah, so can I just have my laptop, and can I have my car? I'm like, did she just say, can I have my car? So, as it turns out, the car that he was driving was hers. Apparently, he had been homeless for a while, and he had been living with this girl for a few months. The times that I would see him, like at his place, he was like, no, I'm house sitting for my cousin. So let's go to my cousin's place. So I would go to his cousin's place because he was always house sitting on weekends, you know. Who am I to know? I don't know your family dynamics. Come to find out, the cousin's place was this girl's sister's house, where she wasn't living at the moment because I think she was like abroad or something. But then like this guy had like a copy of the keys, or he had the keys or something, and that's where he was taking me, supposedly house sitting. Yo, man, trash, guys, trash. Let me first do, what am I even doing? Yo, Jesus. Hey, Jesus. Why would anyone be looking that deep into my eyes anyways? So after that whole debacle of finding out that he was cheating, and that he had been living off of this girl, and that the house that he had been taking me to was not his cousin's house, as he had said. Make sure it's tacky. I'm actually putting primer on, guys. Don't ask me why I put the primer on after this. I told you, they do their makeup, okay? On top of that, because he had just moved to his new house, so like all this drama happened at his new like flat, because he's like, okay, I'm now stable. His stuff had been in storage, so then he had moved to his new house. And then when this girl comes and she's busy reclaiming all her things, it then comes out also that the girl had been there earlier in the day, like the day that he was moving. I need to really fix my multitasking. So the day that he was moving, it turns out that the girl had come earlier in the day to help him move his stuff from storage into his house. And then I had seen him later in the day because like, I think I was busy in the afternoon or something like that. But I saw him later in the day and I helped him put the stuff in like cupboards and stuff. So we basically both helped him move, but like at different time slots. I was like, the devil is alive. Like, even during the whole confrontation thing, at some point she's like, yeah, you lied to me and said you needed money for this, that, and that, and even money for like your dad's hospital bills. Guys, he lied and said he needed money for his dad's hospital bills, and he took that money and like took me on vacation. I mean, I enjoyed it, but you know, now knowing it's blood money, you know, it didn't really sit well with me. He had taken her laptop and traded it in at Cash Crusaders for cash. What? And then like he wasn't even gonna go get it. All he did was give her a receipt. What? To get her to be able to buy her laptop back. Guys, I've never experienced such levels of just being like, yo, you are actually a trash human. Like, you know, when you look at someone and you're like, yo, you're actually trash, you know? And all that goes to say is that, you can't just be going through people's phones willy-nilly, Jay. There was this one tweet that I saw where the person was like, I won't go through people's phones. If I'm supposed to know something, then God will lead me to it. But the funny thing is, under that tweet, there was a comment from someone saying, yeah, God led me to look at the phone at some point, and this is what I found. And then they had their own story to tell. And I was like, oh, just don't be going into people's phones unless you're ready. You get heart attacks. You find out that the whole person's life is a fraud. Meanwhile, people are getting money to pay for hospital bills that don't exist. And they're busy taking others on vacations. It's gonna break your heart too. So I never use the right brush for anything. Because, hello glow, hello glow, hello glow, hello glow, oh, and hello vocals. Jeez. What lipstick do I feel like today? Let's see. Maybe let's go purple. You can never go wrong with purple. Ooh. 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 Electric. I try and do my best in my They Do They states. In the comments below, make sure you, 1, help me with my makeup, and 2, just tell me, like, what's the wildest thing that has ever happened to you in terms of you going through someone's phone or someone going through your phone? Because that never ends well. It's always a story. It's always something. Still killing it. Self-taught. Obviously.
They call me childish. They call me the Holy Ghost, Son of the Most, Father they don't know.